Hi, I'm Sarah.
I'm Yvette.
And this is our video blog for healthy shopping at the grocery store.
Yes, so get your pens ready and your piece of paper because we're gonna go. So let's go. Hey guys, okay, so we just finished shopping and we actually, I'm gonna grab you real quick. We actually have our groceries right here. So Sarah, tell us what we're gonna find.
Well, we each went our separate ways and we decided to each buy what we would buy on a daily basis. And so Yvette bought the things that she thought were healthy.
Here's a hint.
The things I thought were healthy.
That is a little hint of what I bought. And Sarah bought what she thought was healthy.
So we're gonna go home, take out the items, and then go through them individually and tell you what is healthy and not healthy about each of these items. So come to the house with us and you'll see what's healthy and not healthy with daily eating.
Hi guys, so Sarah and I are done shopping, and so welcome back to The Good, The Bad, and Is That Really Food? So Sarah and I parted ways at the grocery store. I went my way, she went her way, and I picked up a few items that I thought were healthy. Sarah, did I fail at the grocery store?
It's not that she necessarily failed so much, it's that the smart choices she could have made, she thought they were smart choices, but they actually were not quite so smart.
So one of the things that I thought was smart was the Kellogg products. It says I could lose a whole entire pant size by just eating this cereal.
So what I recognize about the Kellogg cereal is this. It does say that, and that is another one of those false, misleading marketing tactics that they use. But when you actually turn to the side of the product, that's that direction. And we don't need to look at calories. That's not so much what I'm concerned about. What I'm concerned about is down here at the bottom, which clearly no one hardly ever looks at, but it's what does the product actually contain. And the second ingredient in this is sugar. The fourth ingredient again in this is sugar.
Wow.
So the 10th ingredient is high fructose corn syrup. So really it's about looking at what's actually in the food. So basically you're on a sugar diet with this product. Even though the calories are low, it'll keep you unsatisfied and very hungry.
Wow, so that obviously was not very good. Another thing that I really like to do is buy juices instead of actually fruit. So I had purchased orange juice as a replacement as my oranges.
So what I would say about that is you're missing out on the whole benefit of actually eating the fruit and the nutrients that's contained in the actual edible part of the fruit. All you're getting from the orange juice is the concentrate after you've squeezed the orange and then you drink of the substance. So basically another high sugar product.
Wow. And in addition to that, I also picked out some yogurt. I love yogurt and I love just being able to have it as like a quick fill-in meal. So Sarah, I noticed that your yogurt is actually Greek yogurt.
Okay, so right here clearly we have two yogurts that are the same brand, but they are different types of yogurt. The one Yvette has, it's 99% fat-free. The one that I have is a Greek-style yogurt. And while the 99% fat-free looks really enticing, again, it's loaded with sugar. The Greek-style yogurt, on the other hand, is not loaded with sugar, and it's high protein, which is going to keep your body satisfied and keep you wanting to work. It'll keep those cravings from coming on quicker.
Wow. Geez. Okay. Well, and I am a very much American. I love my American cheese. I love my American styled food. So I had picked up some American cheese. What is a good cheese alternative to that?
A good cheese alternative would be either mozzarella, only because it is part skim, it's lower in fat. This has a lot of processed ingredients. So if clearly you were to look on the back, you would not probably be able to read some of the ingredients that is on there and know what you're actually putting in your body. Another one I like to use is almond cheese. It's lactose free, and so if anybody has any dairy issues, almond cheese tastes almost identical to cheddar cheese, and you get the same benefits, the protein and the fat included.
Wow, thanks Sarah. And another thing I purchased from this store was a lean cuisine. who doesn't want to be lean? And I look at it and I'm getting my chicken, I'm getting my vegetables, and I'm getting some low fat.
So what I would say to that is that clearly, again, is false marketing. We look at that and we think, gosh, I do want to be lean, so we buy that thinking that it is going to help us get to our goal, when in fact it's just going to keep us more hungry, keep us from losing the weight we want to lose. And so what I would opt for instead of that would be a choice of either boneless, skinless chicken, or we could eat, she's eating that as a meal at her lunchtime. So either a bar that is high in protein and has some fat and has some carbs in it as well. So you're getting a well-balanced meal of carbs, protein, and fat.
Great. Well, I'm glad that you brought up the protein bars because I had actually picked up some bars as well. I love my quick fix of a good tasting type of sugar. This is 90 calories per day. And it also says that I could lose a pant size. And I also picked up my Nutri-Grain. What is the difference between this and that?
So when I looked at those products, I saw right away, I turn the box over, start looking at the ingredients once again. Not only is it about 30 ingredients that I probably cannot read all the names on there and know what's in it. Do you know what's in your products?
I actually do not. I just know if it tastes good.
Okay, so a lot of people don't ever look at this again, and the second ingredient again on this is sugar. So sugar is just going to keep your body unsatisfied and raise your blood sugar levels so that you're hungrier quicker. So what you're trying to do is find items that are going to keep you satiated for longer amounts of time.